Hello everybody, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. So we have a lot of pairs this upcoming week that I'm looking at, so we will go over them. So the first pair that I'm looking at is just a DXY on the daily chart, just a dollar pair. So what can we see on the dollar pair? We are in an uptrend. So if I drew here, or I want to draw here my low, then you have here your high, low, higher highs. You have here your bullish M. So you have here your bullish M. We are now at the daily low. So there is a high chance that the buyers can kick in from the daily pattern to go back to the upside to complete that M formation till the daily minus 27, which is very possible. So we just need to move our ascending trend line like here. You can just adjust it a little bit. So then I went to the weekly. Now what can you see on the weekly? On the weekly, we are also breaking above this clear lower high here. This was your lower high. And then this is your new low, high, lower low. So we broke above that lower high here. So this is indicational bullish for us. So if the price potentially can come back till this supply and demand zone to tap this as support, yeah, then we can potentially go back up, or we just go from this point back up. But the only thing that we can see on the weekly is this weekly bearish candle close that got formed and went all the way to the upside last week and then came back heavily. So there is a high chance that the DXY can go to the downside to tap this first weekly supply and demand zone here to get some clear support that. So then Euro USD. So if the DXY go to the upside, so Euro USD, then Euro USD will go to the downside. So then what can we see on the daily on Euro USD? We can see we have here shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, and we just had a small break above this previous lower high. So this can be a nice shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2 formation. So we want the price to come back till this shoulder 1 region daily zone. So then I went till the weekly. What can you see on the weekly? We have still an uptrend. We are respecting these weekly lows here, where the buyers kicking in from heavily. You can see it's also a clear support region. And if I look back, yeah, you can see further, here's also some support buyers coming in. So it's a very clear buying zone. So very nice to see. We have our bullish M that is there. You have here your first leg, second leg, third leg. This is for me one whole leg because the weeks go over into each other. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have that bigger bullish M on the weekly. So we have the trend with us. Candle closes also with us. Closed very nice bullish because we came all the way from the downside and we closed back up. So the FIP also, because we are still in the FIP levels from this low here till this high. We are just respecting them still. Then supply and demand zone, yeah, we have that very nice buying zone here. So the buyers are kicking in. So the supply and demand zone is for us, buying zone. So then the daily was clear, possible inverse and shoulders, and on the 4 hour, yeah, we need to have some kind of correction that we can receive, something like diesel here pattern, because the trend is still moving here with smaller higher highs and higher lows. So this is very nice to see. So then the next one, EURCAD. If I go to the daily, what can you see on EURCAD? We have here a bullish M. So we have here our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. We just drew our daily zone at this IC candle. And IC is a candle, as you can see, that holding the price down, which works like a magnet or up. And you see between all the blue candles, you have one red candle. So it took a lot of power to make this a red candle. So it works mostly of the time as a magnet. So we expect the price to come back till this daily white zone, where it's also some clear support here, some kind of shoulder region here. Then here your small head, shoulder 2. So this is potentially that can play out. Then I will go to the weekly. Weekly is for me still bullish because we have here our low. This is our high. So this was our bigger bullish M. We are still respecting that. We tapped this the weekly lows here. So actually I needed to place it here like this. This is our buying zone also. But you also had here your shoulder 1 here, had shoulder 2, and we tapped just the lows of that inverse and the shoulder. So the buyers are kicking in. We have our trend with us. You have your candle close, the weekly candle close, the fib from this low till this high. You have your weekly fib here respecting, and the supply and demand zone, just the buying zone here, holding the price up. So 4 out of 4. Then the next one, CADCHF on the daily chart. What can we see? We formed a bearish W. First leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. This is again an institutional candle, so the price likes to come back to this blue candle. So I expect after this daily candle got closed, which will close like this, we will go to the upside because it can signal some buyers. This is an indicational candle that the buyers can present themselves and then go all the way to the downside till this previous structural resistance here, which is aligning with the daily -27. So very nice to see. So then I went to the weekly, and on the weekly, what can we see? We have here also that bearish W, that bigger one. Yeah, this is the bearish W, your first, second, third, fourth leg. So what can we see? We had here the same lows. So we expected here the same highs, which we did. And now we can play that natural W can play out. So that's very nice to see. You have also here this bigger bearish W here that can play out to the downside, to the weekly -27. So what can we see? We have the trend with us. We are making lower lows and lower highs. Candle close, this weekly bearish candle close is for us, a very big one. Then the fib, if you take your fib from the high here till the low, you can see it's for us, still respecting it. And the supply and demand zone here, which is holding the price down here because this was clear support, resistance, resistance, resistance again. Then we went to the downside. So this is a 4 out of 4. Daily was clear, bearish W, 4 hour. Now the price is going in some kind of descending channel with the trend, so we can break out of it. We just broke also out of it, and then yeah, we can make the potential bullish M here. We're going to the upside, potentially a fib completion from this low here till this high. You can see -60.80, just didn't tap it, but yeah, we will see what will happen here. I expect some correction after that impulse. I expect the correction like this, and then we can see what we can have here, a pattern or decel. We will see. So then the next one, NZDCAD. Like this on the daily, what can we see on the daily on NZDCAD? We can have a potential bullish M. We have here our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, coming all the way back to the daily lows. Potentially, this is my first zone of interest because the 61.80 is still below that first point of structure here, first structure zone. So we have the bullish M, so then I went to the weekly, and on the weekly, for me, this is our clear shoulder 1, head, here shoulder 2. We came with a very big impulse, and then we received some correction, counter to the trend, very big descending channel. At some point, we can break out of it, for sure. But we will see what will happen there. And also, what we can also see here is the smaller shoulder 1 here, this head, shoulder 2, that is playing out. And we had here our clear, if I draw here my zone, you have here that very nice supply and demand zone here that got acted as support. So this was support, resistance, support. So when we closed above that, we immediately acted as support now this week, because this candle close will close, and we will make a new one here. So this is a very nice indication. So for me, the trend is still bullish, and candle close is for me bullish. the FIP levels got tapped. If you take this one, it's a bigger one for me. But yeah, you can also take this one. I guess not yet. We didn't tap it yet. Let me see. Yeah, we didn't tap it yet. So yeah, I just take it for us from that weekly bigger perspective. And on the weekly, yeah, we have that supply and demand zone. So again, 4 out of 4 or 3 out of 4 if you don't count the FIP with you. So then CHFJPY, the next one, a lot of pairs this week. So on the daily, what can you see? On the daily, we can have a potential shoulder 1 here, had shoulder 2, and we expect after that impulse a correction to come back to that shoulder 1 region. So that's what I expect for on the daily for CHFJPY. Then I went to the weekly, and on the weekly, what can you see? On the weekly, we are still bullish. We have here that first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg. You have here that impulse, and here's some more corrective nature. Then we tapped the weekly lows, liquidity got taken, and we had a weekly bullish candle close. So a very nice thing to see there. So we have our trend with us because we are making here this bullish M, higher highs, higher lows. Candle close here, very impulsive. We came all the way to the downside and we impulsively went to the upside. So there is a high chance that the buyers, yeah, are really going to push that price up till this weekly highs. There's a high chance to. So candle close, the FIP level still respected from this low till this high. So we still respected this low. Then the supply and demand zone, we just triggered this buying zone here, which also acted as resistance here. So it's just, yeah, a nice buying zone like that. Daily was clear, 4 hour. We need to have, yeah, we will see what we'll have on the 4 hour. We just need to wait for some pattern. Then GBPJPY on the daily. Yeah, a lot of the same scenarios because we have a lot of head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. So this is again an inverse head and shoulders. Shoulder 1 here, head, shoulder 2 with a kind of small resistance in the head here. Yeah, we will see what will happen if we come back to that shoulder 2 region. So I went to the weekly, and what I can see on the weekly, we are also having still that weekly bullish trend. If you can see, this is your first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, going back to the weekly lows. What can you see? We grabbed some liquidity, went a little bit lower than the weekly low. We had that massive impulsive candle, and you can see it closed bullish. So the bulls are definitely present. So we can go more to the upside, potentially going to that first weekly institutional candle between all the red candles. You have one blue candle. So this can be potentially trigger some more sellers or these weekly highs. That's what we need to see. So then we have the trend with us, trend bullish. Candle close here, bullish candle with us. FIP still respected the weekly lows. Supply and demand zone, buying zone here. That triggered the buyers to the upside. So we have again 4 out of 4. Daily was clear, 4 hour. Yeah, we need to wait for something, a pattern or diesel. Then the last one, AUDCHF. On the daily, what can you see? Potentially head and shoulders. Shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, impulse. And now we can potentially receive that correction. After an impulse, we mostly of the time get a correction. So then I went till the weekly, and what can you see on the weekly? We have some nice criteria to go short. We are still bearish because we had here our high, low, lower, low. We have that bearish W. So now, what can you see? This previous support became now resistance, and we made here a weekly bearish candle close. So the trend is with us. We have our candle close with us. The FIP levels just didn't got tapped, so this is not with us because we had also a FIP completion from this high here till this low, minus 68 FIP completion against us here. So this is the only thing that is against us. And the supply and demand zone here, if you look back, this was clear resistance here, then here support, then here again resistance. So we have that zone with us, 3 out of 4. And we can potentially go now till this IC here, because this bullish M is forming. So after that impulse here, we can potentially receive that correction, fake out flag, then here the price stopping and potentially go back to the upside. Who knows what will happen? So this is what can possibly happen. So this was the last trade of my SMB. I hope you liked it, and yeah, have a nice trading week, and see you next week. Bye guys.